Alright guys, welcome back to Acting Relic Plays Dark Souls 2 NG++. So, a couple things before we begin. So, this will actually end up being part 6, although I said last time it was going to be part 5. That is because I split my last playthrough into 2 pieces because I was having trouble uploading to YouTube. One other problem is that an update recently came out for Dark Souls 2, and with it, they nerfed lightning. So, originally lightning was 10 casts per scroll, and was also really powerful if you play a cleric character like myself. It has now been reduced to 4 casts a scroll, and the damage has been just torn to shreds. So, I'm not going to be using lightning too much more until I get to 3rd rank of the Sun Covenant and get Sunlight Spear. Then I'll grab a couple, but for now, I'm just going to be using a hex build. So, let's carry on playing with my hex build and see how things go. I was thinking about this before I started recording. There's going to be some areas where I'm going to hate not having lightning, because there are some enemies that lightning used to kill them in a single shot, and I'm not going to have it, but that's what this game is. Learning to adapt to what they throw at you. So, let's figure this out, shall we? Alright, so I said last time that this part would be going to the bastille. I'll go there for a bit, but bastille is one of those areas that takes a long time to progress through. So I'm just going to try and do a few things. Grab one other bonfire. I already have 2 unlocked from the first one after fighting the pursuer, and then after No Man's Wharf grabbing the other one. I'm going to try and grab the blacksmith bonfire, see if that works. But first I'm going to go to the Tower of Park to get a key that some of you may know about. I will also say the giant stone axe that was previewed there, it's not really that great. Like, you trade in the last giant soul for it, and I've done it once, but I'm probably never going to do it again. Oh, that's interesting. He is only on the inside here. So I'm just going to keep nudging over. Now, I want to make a point here. These royal soldiers are probably my worst enemy in this area and in Drangelic Castle whenever I get there. Because, well, there's one area here where they got it. They called the area the Salt Fort, because that's exactly what players feel when they get there. So, I hate these guys, so let's try and kill them as fast as possible. You may also notice that I'm very hollowed out. That is because I was playing beforehand, just testing a few things, and I got my shit kicked in, essentially, by a couple enemies that, with these new changes and such, I have to fight in a very different format. So I'm essentially doing hexing and pyromancy right now, because I don't have many good magic skills, and as I said, lightning and all those good faith talents have been pretty much nerfed to completion. But gratefully, pyromancy is actually working quite well for me. So this, I believe, is the chest that I wanted. Yes, the good old antiquated key. Now, I can't remember where exactly the antiquated key is used, but it is quite helpful. Yeah, you bug. Let's give this barrel a nudge. Oh really, you're not dead. Interesting. So now, this is probably most of what I'll do on this side, because all the other stuff is on the other side of Las Bastille, like trying to get to the fire and stuff like that. Pro tip, don't hit those barrels, because they do in fact explode.
I thought that might be you. The longer I am here, the more madness I discover.
Now, hopefully I get to the end of
a wretched place,
her quest line
indeed, but
and
not
get
without
her
traces
gear,
of its former
because I
glory.
would really love to have that hat.
What could have caused such degradation?
Oh, I should probably talk to you a little more.
Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for humor. This is for you.
Hey, we got a human effigy.
Of course, I've no idea what it is.
Interesting.
Our land of Mirror is surrounded by enemies, and constant. There is only one way up in Mirror. Join the Order. My family had little fortune and no name. With two things. I was raised. Life was hard, but I never gave it a second thought. I had swift success on the battlefield, and quickly attained And then I came here. Have you heard of the undead? An undead gradually loses his humanity until his wits. Finally, he turns hollow. And a hollow can never be. One can skirt this wicked fate only with the help. Assuming, of course, that the legends are. I can only hope. I'm sorry. I suppose I've grown weary. I'm sorry. I suppose.
I would really like a spin-off game that was in Mira, because it just sounds like a really cool location. Just a land of 100% knights. Like, just the second you are born, you are bound to combat. I think it would make some interesting stories and such. So, yeah, I think the best way to do this is just use my feather here and go back to that bonfire over there instead of trying to find a way back there. And then I will use a bonfire port to go to the Exile holding cells and go through that section of Lost Bastille. Whoops. So sadly, hexes are not nearly as powerful as lightning. But at this point, they're the next best. Now I'm going to try and take out as many enemies as I can from up here, instead of having to deal with them all down there. Because this was the first point in the original, when I first played the game, where I really started to have some trouble. Because some of these enemies are quite annoying. Good to have one. I will clear out these dogs over here. Yeah, that was it. The rest of them are behind that gate. Even more human effigies. This is actually a decent place to farm human effigies if you're ever low. This place and the shrine of, I believe it's pronounced Amara, which is the area after the Looking Glass Knight. It's yet another annoying area, but there are lizard men who drop human effigies pretty much every single time. Now I need to obtain more fireballs because having only 20 really limits my whole play as a caster style. Now these guys, good, they still die in one match because they are probably my biggest opponent because of that one section where there's, I think, I want to say 20 of them, or there's a bunch of them. And they can all just surround you. And, like, their attack style is just jump on you. And getting away from it is really such. But, anyway. Also, big tip, if you don't feel like fighting a whole bunch of dudes, don't hit the stone. Oh boy. Ow. Ow. And I'm dead. But it's okay because it's an easy run back to this location. And I believe this might be the way I do the skip. The skip I'm talking about, of course, is to not fight the ruined Sentinel Losses, because they are probably one of the most annoying boss in this game. And to the point that, just to annoy us further, they brought them back as normal enemies. Come on. And no souls, never mind. Cast. 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 And cast. What I should also do is, because I have a decent amount of them, I will pop a human effigy and then use one of my life gems here so that I can have full health again. Where's the other dog? Right there. That's a really poor move there on my part. Alright, let's try this again. So, grab. Now I'm gonna back off. Try this instead. Oh no, he moved. No, he's still there. He's just I can't see him. Try and get this soldier to come outside. There we go. And there's another one. I forgot about him. Alright, he's over there. Forget it. Where do you climb down the ladder? Up through here. Grab the thing. back up here. Up here. There's a bunch of guys. Up. So the nice thing about this area is there's also a whole bunch of chests to open. And you can grab a few pretty good items. Here it is. Yes, I would like to use a ferrous lockstone. I think this chest might be trapped, I'm not sure. It is not. Another soul vessel. Now, this right here is the final component to the skip. Go up this ladder, or elevator rather. Grab that. Open this door. Very quickly try and kill as many of these guys as you possibly can. Because, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Oh, I'm gonna back down now. So sadly, I do not have a branch of yore to unlock him yet, but when I do, I will come back and get him, because he is one of the most valuable characters in this game, because he gives you the ability to trade in souls for special weapons. Oh boy. Bonfire. Oh, look at that. I've never seen that before. That was one of the gargoyles. Apparently they don't like it when you use the skill. They get annoyed at you. Alright. So yeah, the salt fort. Because the thing is, the second you spawn in, all three of those crossbowmen will target to you. So you have to go directly right. So I'm not going to come back here for a while because The boss here, i.e. the Lost Sinner, is one of the most annoying of the 4 primal Bonfire bosses, in my opinion. So I'm gonna hop back to the cells and try and get the blacksmith Bonfire. Now, I don't believe I'll be able to do any trades with him because I need to get the ember for him to be able to trade. But I can always get that bonfire because it is a very useful bonfire. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, the reason I was counting is that when lightning still worked, it would take, I think, 3 casts of lightning to kill that guy. It now takes 6 fire. I don't know, that just annoys me. Like, I know why, from because people like me were using it like crazy because it was so hot. But I interrupted it. There we go. Got it. So then it could have gone a lot worse. Luckily, my sword is okay. Alright. I'm going to try and do this and not get blown up. So, that wall right there with the big crack in it is exploding. And this guy up here is an explosive barrel. If I can get him to roll it, right? You fool. I hate you. So you must die. Now, I don't think it works, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm just going to toss a black fire bomb at this thing. More straight. Nope. No, I need a bigger explosive than that. And this rest of the area is pretty much redundant because all it does is get you towards the ruined sentinels, which I have no need to fight, so I will leave them alone. So the rest of this video I will probably now go to the other area that I've unlocked, which is Huntsman's Copse. And I will run through that poison-infested thicket to attempt to get to yet another poison-infested wasteland. So I will probably fight through Huntsman's Copse in the next part, so thanks for watching.